Here is our buying guide updated in May 2023 with the best smartphones released in the last 24 months, divided by price range and according to the main features. We have selected for you the devices with the best autonomy and the most suitable for taking photographs or shooting videos. If you want to support me, subscribe to the channel and click on the bell to receive notification of new content. In the description you will find the links to purchase the products covered in the video. The best cheap smartphone up to €100. Moto E32s has a large 6.5-inch IPS LCD display with HD Plus resolution and high refresh rate, 90 Hz. The rear camera is even triple, with the main 16MP and two auxiliary 2MP, while the front is from 8MP. It manages to record videos up to FHD 1080p at 30 fps. The large 5000 mAh battery, compared with the overall modest hardware specifications, will guarantee more than excellent autonomy. And luckily, there is the USB-C instead of the outdated micro USB. Connectivity is only 4G, but 5G still doesn't make any sense these days. The chip is a more than decent MediaTek Helio G37, with its 8 cores based on ARM Cortex, a 53 design that go up to 2.3 GHz. The operating system is already Android 12, customized MyUX. Let's put the term between quotation marks because Motorola is notoriously very light and thrifty from this point of view. And, to clarify, it's a plus. Shame about the 3 GB of RAM, had it had 4 it would have really been without weaknesses. For the price, of course. The best smartphone up to €300. Those who know Poco know that the Xiaomi sub-brand develops its smartphones following a philosophy that in a certain sense recalls that of the glorious Google Nexus 4 and Nexus 5, maximizing performance while containing the price, and minimizing the sacrifices that occur mostly camera side and materials. In short, a line of smartphones suitable for video game enthusiasts. However, this Pro model does things a little differently. At around €300, Poco X5 Pro offers an OLED display with refresh up to 120 Hz and a 108MP main camera, even flanked by an ultra-wide angle, even if only 8MP, and a 2MP auxiliary. The over 5000 mAh battery guarantees super autonomy, also thanks to the presence of a Snapdragon 778G chip. Very good in terms of performance but not overly energy intensive. Note that the entry-level model only has 6 GB of RAM, for 8 GB you have to spend around €50 more. The best smartphone up to €500. Launched just a few months ago, the Google Pixel 6a represents a bit of a return to the track of the Mountain View giant in the development of its medium range, which has always been very successful. Many points in common with last year's flagship Pixel 6 and Pixel 6 Pro, the hardware platform is the same, with the proprietary and atypical Tensor SoC developed in collaboration with Samsung, as is the design, albeit in terms of materials it goes down a notch. I also step back on the camera side, but Google makes a rather clever choice. It uses the same sensors used in the flagships of the previous year, the Pixel 5. In short, it is rather dated hardware, which however Google has been able to optimize so much over the years, and therefore still guarantees excellent photos in all conditions. Thanks also and above all to the proprietary AI algorithms. The software is Android as its direct developer imagines it, enriched with many useful and contextual functions. Like all Pixels, the 6a are also one of the best choices for geeks too. Not only are the software updates regular and timely, but they are the first devices on which future versions of the operating system can be tested. The best smartphone up to €700. Sure, it's the previous generation model, but iPhone is still iPhone. And if you have a little patience, but above all you know how to filter eBay sellers well, it's not impossible to take home the basic model of the 13th generation for around €700. To be honest, from a hardware point of view, there are no huge sacrifices compared to the more recent iPhone 14. Even the chip is exactly the same, and the steps forward in the camera are undeniable, but they certainly don't change the scenario. The photographic capacity of the iPhone is legendary, not so much for its versatility. Even a telephoto is missing here, but for being able to produce more than decent photos in any condition with the simple point and shoot. Apple has always been an extremely difficult point of reference to beat, especially when it comes to video. From the point of view of software support, then Apple is an absolute point of reference, given that even devices presented 10 years ago received the latest version of iOS. Given the extremely high prices of the latest models, caused by the increase in inflation and the general difficult period, it is really difficult to recommend the latest model, even considering the possible, few, offers. The best camera phone up to €700. Significantly refined over the previous generation, Google's Pixel 7 is at the top of the category for photography. Unfortunately, some versatility is lost compared to the more prestigious Pixel 7 Pro, because the telephoto is missing, but everything else is perfectly the same, and at decidedly more accessible prices. To date, it's not impossible to find the Pixel 7 under €600, which really makes it the ideal choice for those who don't need zoom. Ever since the Pixel initiative was launched, Google has always focused heavily on photo quality, realizing that today the real difference is made by the image processing algorithms. Instead of focusing on crazy sensors and extreme optics, Pixel 7 offers a solid but all-in-all standard configuration, a 50MP wide-angle main camera and a 12MP ultra-wide-angle, which thanks to the software manages to compete with the best competitors that maybe on paper they have more refined hardware. Its main quality is that it is extremely predictable and consistent in delivering excellent shots. For the rest, Pixel 7 has all the advantages of smartphones made by Google: constant and timely updates, possibility to test the next versions of Android in advance thanks to the beta program, and 100% Google user experience that remains among the best. If you really can't give up telephoto, the Pixel 7 Pro is highly recommended, but the price goes up significantly, and availability is by no means obvious. The best smartphone for autonomy. This smartphone combines a particularly thrifty set of components and a truly enormous battery, a good 6,000 mAh with 25W charging. In short, the real challenge is being able to download it in just one day. We have to be satisfied, however. The display is a 6.6-inch LCD and the refresh does not go beyond 90 Hz. The camera is quadruple, but the good main sensor, 50MP, is flanked by 3 not very useful auxiliary ones: 5MP ultra-wide, 2MP macro, 2MP depth. Videos arrive at 30 FPS in FHD. The selfie camera is 8MP. The hardware platform is not bad, however. The 2.2 GHz Exynos 1200 SoC is supported by 6 GB of RAM, and 128 GB of internal storage memory, which can also be expanded. Predictably, the smartphone is quite heavy and bulky, it even weighs 214 grams. If nothing else, there was room for a 3.5mm audio jack. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel and click on the bell to receive notification of new content.